It's the biggest Friday night of the fall season. Playoff berths on the line and others already in the postseason trying to move on to the second round. Buckle up your chin straps. Friday football fever kicks off now. Hello everybody, Trevor DeGroat with you, welcoming you in once again to Friday Football Fever, presented by our friends at Ingman Marine. It's the final week of district play, which means teams on the bubble of a playoff spot must get a victory to sneak into the playoffs or get a lot of help. Booker and Southeast clash Friday night for second place in 5A District 11. Winner goes on, loser stays home this November. Both teams have a lot of comeback seasons in them. First quarter, Booker's quarterback Arthur Brantley finding Jamal Benson for the first touchdown of the night. An option on the two-point conversion. Benson again getting into the end zone. Tornadoes up early, 8-0. Booker was up 21-13 at the end of the third quarter. Then it was the Southeast comeback. Huge play for the Seminoles toward the end of the game here. Quarterback Alex Taylor finds Jatorius Galloway deep downfield, putting Southeast in scoring position. They're down by 8. Then it's Keon Birch, the running back, wiggling his way across the line. Southeast goes for 2 points here. Is that conversion right now? And they get it with less than 5 minutes to go. The game is tied up at 21, so a big play there. But here is the play of the game. Taylor scrambles a little bit to his left and chucks the ball to the corner of the end zone. It's tipped by Booker, but Bradley Tresalis grabs it for the game-winning touchdown, and it's 28-21. The Noles rally back and are back in the postseason. Afterwards, Lyndon Blake talked to the hero, Keon Birch, who was thrilled to know the Noles are playoff bound.
It feels good. We worked really hard, especially us seniors. It might be our last game, so we fought for it. I didn't want to go home so early.
Big win for the Noles. We'll see what they can do in a couple weeks. 7,000 people in attendance for the Tarpons and Pirates Peace River Showdown. Both teams trying to fight for that district crown. 3-0 Pirates in the first. Port Charlotte's Mark John Lewis on the pitch, and watch him work. Makes a man miss, and look out. 69-yard gain, comes up just short of the goal line, but hey, no problem. Quarterback Paul Barnes takes it on the keeper the next play. One of his 2 touchdowns on the night. Port Charlotte up 17-0 in the second. Full control, but Barnes is picked off by Savorian Warren. His 8th pick of the season, mind you. Here comes Charlotte. D. Hicks to a streaking Jacob White for the big 36-yard gain. Tarpons in business, followed up by Malik Williams, and the Wildcat somehow stays on his feet. Miraculous job by him, 10-yard score. And then after a PC fumble, Hicks hits a toe-tapping Lavelle Cujo. Nice job of staying in bounds. Cuts the deficit to 17-14. They complete the comeback in the second half. The Tarpons narrowly escape the Pirate Cove. They win the 6A District 10 crown with a 21-17 win. If Riverview takes the win tonight against the Alonzo Ravens, they'll take home a district title. Alonzo trying to get on the scoreboard first. Chase Scott, so running back DJ King couldn't go north and south. East and west was all that was available. Rams D gets him. Riverview on the attack. It's Mike Welser faking the option for his touchdown. Alonzo had a rough season. Didn't get any easier tonight. Not a lot of open areas to run on offense or throw the football. But not the case for Ali Boyce. He goes untouched into the end zone for another Rams touchdown. It's 21-0 at that point. They send the crowd home happy with a win. And the Rams, 8A District 6 champs. Big win there, 49-14. Rams going to the playoffs with a home game. Cardinal Mooney already in the postseason, but can grab a 3A District 5 title at home. But Clearwater Central Catholic, no joke, folks. Third play from scrimmage. Jacob Parks hits C.J. Kottman down the middle. He does the rest of the work, 7-0. Ensuing possession, Tristan Hillerich breaks out of the pocket, heaves it to Miko Mays into CCC territory. And now the workhorses start to rev up. Cougar back, Bryce Williams. He is a big load, folks. Takes the jet sweep to the corner unscathed for a Mooney touchdown, 7-all. Marauders have their own power back doing damage. Number 4, Jervon Newton, had a multitude of touches. He and Williams both showed off impressive power. However, in the end, it's Clearwater Central Catholic who was too much for Mooney to handle. Marauders take the district and the win, 41-28, but Mooney is in the playoffs. Now over to some playoff action in the SSAC, where St. Stephen's opens up a first-round game against Bishop McLaughlin. This was all St. Stephen's early. Fred Billings and Demetrius Davis on the rollout, 7-0 Falcons. Then it's Chase Brown. He's a stud running back. Bounces out to the outside and finds the end zone. Hurricanes showing some life. Big run here from Lewis Valentine Jr. to set up the Hurricanes deep in Falcons territory. But on third down, Falcons defense comes up with a big fumble to stop the momentum. And then it's Fred Billy himself, who's been a force all season, takes it in. St. Stephen's cruises. They're advancing to the second round of the SSAC playoffs with a 49-21 win. Bradenton Christian is not moving on into the Sunshine State Athletic Conference, and they lose, unfortunately, in Jacksonville to Christ Church Academy 21-18. Masters Academy from Oviedo loses to the out-of-door Academy Thunder. They're going to play their senior night next week against Santa Fe Catholic, and the Manatee Hurricanes will meet Riverview in 8A District 6. They're the runner-up in that district with a 63-41 victory. The numbers should be switched there, folks. Manatee 63, Newsom 41. So the Canes get the runner-up spot. So two Sarasota teams in that district making it. There are two Sarasota area and Bradenton teams right there making it. Time to call a quick timeout. Don't you worry. More high school football highlights, playoff implications coming your way. Welcome back, everybody, to Friday Football Fever. Several different scenarios could have played out involving four teams in 7A District 11. The big domino up in Palmetto, where the Tigers played host to the undefeated Venice Indians. A win for the Indians, they win the district. Palmetto needs to win to tie things up. Otherwise, they need help. All defense in the first half as Palmetto botches the snap on a field goal, still scoreless. Tigers defense was a stonewall early, very surprising. Venice has dominated this year. All the Indians scoreless, in fact, for the first time in the first half since their playoff loss to Braden River last year. Palmetto eventually gets the first blood, 3-0 lead into the half, but Coach John Peacock must have had something to say to his team and to get them together, because at the half, it was all after that in the second half, I should say. Bryce Carpenter gets the Indians on the board quickly to start the second half. Big touchdown run. Then it's Matt Speedy LaRoche. He's been a dynamite force all year with another touchdown. They go on to win. Venice, an undefeated season right now. 7A District 11 champs, 28-3 over Palmetto. So Braden River can lock up the runner-up spot with a win over Sarasota. The Sailors can force a three-way tie if they win, but this sea battle belongs to the maroon and black. Raymond Thomas had a monster first half, gets a monster touchdown run off into the distance with an opening, would open up the scoring even more. Already 14-0, now 21-0 BR. Another tough night for Sarasota's offense. Braden River's defense was relentless, knowing what was at stake. Brian Gagg, tough night throwing and running the football. Second quarter, Pirates continue the ground and pound. It's Deshaun Fenwick, finds the red zone on this big run, trying to bowl over some guys. And then it's Thomas, who discovers the end zone once more. Get some gold with that. It's a rout, folks. Pirates terrorize the Sailors 42-7. They are the sole runner-up in 7A 11. Another 7A District 11 match that had no implications for the playoffs. Lakewood Ranch gets a win, 42-0, destroying the Northport Bobcats. The other 5A District 10 or 11 matchup, I should say, was the Lemon Bay Manta Rays defeating the Bayshore Bruins on the road, 42-20. So when Friday Football Fever comes back, we'll break down more of these games a little bit more. We'll show you our Super 6 poll and get you ready for the last week of the regular season before the playoffs start and where these teams are going into the playoffs. Stay with us here on Friday Football Fever. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Friday Football Fever. So now that there is only 1 week left in the season, it really doesn't matter at this point. It's all rivalry games. So now the playoffs pretty much are set as far as the districts are concerned. We're going to throw you up our Super 6 poll here. And as we take a look, Venice is, of course, the top team right now, as is Charlotte. Those are the two top dogs, undefeated all year. So those, of course, get the two top spots. Braden River and Riverview, all 6 of these teams, by the way, going to the playoffs. Braden River right behind Venice. Riverview, a very strong showing. Their only blemish was on the road at Palm Harbor U in Pinellas County. So a very nice job by Riverview and Todd Johnson. That entire staff has done a fantastic job. Port Charlotte, just a little bit short tonight, but they certainly gave Charlotte a game, much more so than they did last year. So they've made vast improvements. Jordan Ingman is doing a fantastic job there. So they're 5. And the Manatee Hurricanes giving up a lot of points, but they're still scoring a lot, more so than they're giving up, more than likely. So they are also getting in on the Super 6 poll themselves. Palmetto, St. Stephen's, Cardinal Mooney, All three of those teams, actually with the exception of Palmetto, those two teams, St. Stephen's and Cardinal Mooney, are also in the playoffs. So next week, 2 rivalry games to keep an eye on. Riverview at Sarasota. Of course, that's a big one in downtown area for sure. The Rams versus the Sailors. We also got Manatee at Southeast up in Bradenton, a big rivalry. Those two teams are going to the playoffs next year. So a couple things to keep an eye on and a few tune-up games next season to keep an eye on. But as far as the playoff teams are concerned, Riverview and Manatee are representing 8A District 6. Once again, Venice and Braden River in 7A 11. Port Charlotte once again in 6A District 10. Those two teams battling it out tonight. Very hard-fought match. Southeast, the lone representative in 5A 10. That's a great team right there that really made a lot of strides towards the end of the year. See what they can do in the playoffs. They got a big test against Manatee next week. And, of course, Cardinal Mooney will get a shot as well. That's it for this week for Friday Football Fever, folks. Tune into us next week. See you then.